Alright, we are in the grand finals between Nessboy12 and MarkSDking.
Matches on this stage. I think Nessboy, though, he might be the one thinking, okay, I've done some improbable things on this stage thus far. Why not do it again, especially in route to capturing this championship?
And already, Vicky, as you said, it's a different type of Rob, a much more aggressive.
And after this, we're going to have the Splatoon 2 finals.
And Robo Beam wants to get up close and approach with some of those safe aerials. And already, it's been a back and forth matchup here. But Ness has no problem operating up close if you're going to be aggressive.
And although MarkSDking has his hands warmed up right after that match with Pureflex, you do have Nessboy, who has already played up this matchup and has already an expectation to what he could be fighting against here with MarkSD. Although playing a little bit more of an aggressive game compared to what we've seen from Pureflex, MarkSDking, though, has to come back from the trek of having this large hurt box and continuously take advantage of keeping Nessboy off stage here.
MarkSDking trying to keep Nessboy off stage. Nessboy doing a great job of recovering. Gets that back throw and go ahead and switch things around. And now, can they punish MarkSDking with the recovery? This is where you have to be careful here, EE, as a big-bodied fighter trying to recover his Rob. You've got to
I don't even know who to root for.
No doubt about it.
They're both strong.
Approach there with the up there, but it was really smart of Nessboy to just hold that shield and then daring himself just going down there and that
dang. Maybe I'll go for MarkSDking since he's really strong.
Quite a bit, especially when it comes to spearing those KOs, but the first one going to MarkSDking, not shying away from the challenge.
And the engines continue to stay warmed up for MarkSDking, looking for that opportunity to recover. You know that yo-yo is so dangerous on the edge of the map. And Nessboy12 trying to really take this first stock to make sure to even things up, but it's all MarkSDking using the gyro here, Victory, to help aid in the recovery.
I have to point out just the way that MarkSDking has been playing and moving, especially coming back to the ledge. Although Nessboy finding that sneaky up air in to close out that stock, MarkSD was able to live for so long, and the way that he was able to get back to the stage really shows the confidence that MarkSDking has now facing off against Nessboy. And despite the aggression that we were talking about earlier, you see that he is willing to wait and be patient in those moments to try to take out the stock when it does present itself.
And EE, that's how a game can change. You take the lead like MarkSDking has, you now put the pressure on Nessboy to approach, and if you're Rob, you have no problem playing that defensive zoning game.
Not at all. He's showing you kind of a master class of how to play this stage. Lila at the moment just really utilizing those platforms to really just help with his evasion. At the same time, you're baiting Nessboy to come in. He's going to make those mistakes, and those mistakes are going to start leading to damage. It's going to add up. Slowly but surely, it's really fueling Mark to get this first game.
Yeah, MarkSDking just taking just
dang.
second stock. So the defensive mindset, the defensive game plan, the change up here, Vicky, you love to see the different play styles coming out from MarkSDking.
Absolutely. You can see him running away with this lead and narrowly avoiding Nessboy. And when you are hanging out above those platforms, that's when you are more susceptible to getting anti-aired by Nessboy. And MarkSD has no problem with that. Just seeing the way that he's consistently kept Nessboy off stage, getting that down air, perfect timing on it, but not getting the spike and managing to go around the ledge. Nessboy utilizing the hitbox to try to knock MarkSD out of the stage. And the thing is that MarkSD hasn't taken that much percent here, so that wasn't really able to do much, and Nessboy still has a little bit of a stock to check from.
Nessboy doing a fine job of hanging on with this second stock, so it might not be that much of an advantage if MarkSDking goes ahead and races off to a lead here. Nessboy trying to recover. MarkSDking trying to throw out the down throw that leads to the
down throw.
And now MarkSDking.
That was a nice down throw.
Where you want to find that separation in this game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I love what he did there, running up and just getting that grab, though. You got to call the fact.
Oh, no, be careful.
I think a defensive option, just considering how high his percent was. So that was a good opportunity for Mark to strike, because I'll tell you what, if a couple more seconds, it could have gone the other way. Now Mark sees the opening, starting to present himself, 29% being tacked on. This is a really good opportunity for him to not let Nessboy recapture any kind of momentum.
You really have to be careful how you recover back on the stage and fall back down the stage here, Vicky, because Nessboy's so capable in the air. And Rob, as we mentioned, that big target, you've got to be able to find some safe real estate to land on.
You can see right here trying to struggle to get back, but managing to use that get-up attack and the invincibility on it to hit Nessboy away. And you see the constant yo-yo being put out by Nessboy, as it is a constant hitbox and it could linger below the stage. And you already saw from MarkSD taking full advantage against Kiraflex, using the down air and kind of the hurtbox that Rob has to kind of clip him below, and Nessboy having to use the Lilac.
Oh, Nessboy fell to his death.
It'd be a little tricky for Ness to try to recover on a stage like this just because of that lip, and unfortunately we saw that into play right there with Nessboy unable to really use the angle that he needed to get back to the ledge.
Absolutely correct, Vicky, and I'm sure if you're Nessboy, you're fine not seeing Lilac for the rest of this tournament here.
Oh, yeah.
And EE, MarkSDking, showing us why Rob is such a well-rounded character. You can play aggressive, you can play defensive, you can box up close, you can also zone out. We saw it all on display in that first game.
Yeah, again, you couldn't ask for a better opening stage if you're MarkSDking, right? I mean, obviously, Ness is going to have his struggles both on and off the stage, as Vicky alluded to, and the fact that Mark is just playing
Round two.
on all cylinders isn't doing himself any favors. So,
Oh, and we're in the
really
Pokemon
good chance
stage.
to see a potential reset in our grand finals.
And Nessboy12, happy with the stage selection here, I can imagine getting a chance to get back from outer space and land back on Earth here. Let's see what Nessboy12 can do with a different set to play on here. Now it's MarkSDking. Let's see if that aggression can pay off. A much larger stage here, Vicky. How does that impact things here?
Well, MarkSD now is going to have a lot more space to utilize his projectiles, but now with those platforms that you have off the side, Nessboy is going to be able to really take advantage of these PK fires against MarkSD, and also taking the platforms to his advantage to follow up with these anti-airs. You see him using the fair to try to clip MarkSD from getting back, and we saw earlier that MarkSD does like to go for those high recoveries, rather go in aggressively rather than just go for below the ledge platform and kind of go in for the invincibility that ledge has to provide. And you see MarkSD bringing it back, trying to go for the fall for the gyro, and getting a little too hasty, trying to go for the follow-up that Nessboy wasn't able to get hit from the gyro from.
Down throw.
Nice one. Throw him into the air. Oh my gosh.
Trying to retaliate quickly.
Oh, payback.
Do here, EE. Get that quick KO to even things up.
You want to talk about effective tools, look no further than Ness's aerials, okay? You saw that combination of back air, forward air, and now some up airs really stringing together an opportunity for Nessboy, who is not at all trying to let MarkSD get. You don't want to let him feel himself too much, right? Because that's going to be one of those situations where, again, momentum is just so huge it impacts everything that's going on. I think Nessboy is well aware of that, getting a much better stage for him in this second game, and you're seeing it pay off.
And Vicky, that's what it really comes down to so far. That change in stage, that change in scenery can just be so refreshing for mind, body, and soul for Nessboy. And this just gives Nessboy so much more room to operate with those PK fires and those aerial approaches leading to those combos.
Yeah, I mean, you saw on Lilac, you do have those platforms to allow MarkSD to try to mix up where he was going to land when he goes for those high recoveries, but now it's kind of a little different story where he sees Nessboy here by the ledge, charging up that yo-yo and having to hit him away so that way he doesn't get hit with the constant moves that are active, and now managing to find his way back to the stage. Nessboy utilizing those Ness aerials that EE was talking about that could be so lethal in allowing Rob to get back, especially as large of a character as he is.
MarkSDking one game away from resetting the bracket here in Grand Finals. Nessboy12 wants to go ahead and try and even things up here. And so far in the second stock, both fighters trading things back and forth. It's now MarkSDking with that advantage on the match.
Oh my gosh, that was so cool.
It's got you jumping out of your chair when you see the down air come out.
Bro, welcome to the Last Dance Smash Brothers edition, okay?
Don't fall, don't fall.
Young MJ just took flight. Took it down. Nasty.
Go up, go up.
2-1 stock advantage.
Take Nessboy out.
Against Kiraflex in that loser's final here. The ability to hang on tight.
Break free, break free. Oh.
The case here is Nessboy puts themselves in position here, Vicky, to try and steal this game.
Yeah, you had the timing downloaded for MarkSD, kind of hitting Nessboy away with that downer like it was a ping pong ball, but now retaliating back and using these platforms as a way to extend on these spheres up high on the ground here. Nessboy now waiting it out for MarkSD, and you see the patience too, trying to clip him before he was able to land on that platform, but kind of mistiming it a bit, and now the roles have been reversed where MarkSD is keeping Nessboy on his toes, and with a last stock situation, Jordan, this is pretty even.
It is really even and very exciting. MarkSDking, can they reset the bracket here with a KO, or will Nessboy put the pressure on MarkSDking heading into a third game and grand finals? MarkSDking trying to play a little bit more defensive right now.
Oh! Oh my god!
It's been
That's right. It has been a while since we saw that.
Always there when you need it, okay? All reliable, okay? It's like that old Chevy you got in the backyard, okay? You gotta give a couple turns, but when it pops up and it starts moving, boy, I'll tell you, it makes all the difference in the world. Good stuff to push this
Looks like we're gonna head to round 3.
Nessboy12, a different stage, able to utilize the PK Thunder to go ahead and get that final KO, and now we are in a Game 3 in Grand Finals. A win by MarkSDking resets the bracket, but Vicky, a win by Nessboy here. And obviously Stage playing a huge role. Will claim the championship for regions 1 and 2 for Nessboy.
Yeah, you highlighted it, Jordan. The stage is going to be super important depending on where these fighters
All
are
right,
going
round
to.
3.
Kicking it off with
And it's on the
potentially
Yoshi's
last
Island
game.
stage.
Nessboy can try to take it forward. Yoshi's Island, and this is going to be one of those stages where Nessboy's going to be able to try to follow up and try to clip Mark before he gets to land safely on that platform, utilizing these up airs. But we saw already from MarkSD how large that down air is, and he is going to be able to try to contest Nessboy if he does time it properly, as that hitbox is rather large.
And early on, MarkSDking, being the aggressor, going to go ahead and chuck out a gyro at Ness. That's one type of toy Ness doesn't want to play with right there. MarkSDking just hanging out down below. Nessboy trying to find those opportunities, connects with the falling aerial. But right now, both fighters just exchanging blows and sort of getting a feel for each other in this third and final game so far.
Yeah, it feels like those exchanges and those opportunities sometimes for Nessboy can be few and far between. Especially, I do like this platform and layout. Really, especially for Rob, just the fact he's able to kind of play the flat. You see him up there on top. He's kind of saying, "Okay, Nessboy, what are you going to do about this? How are you going to get me off there? I'm kind of controlling the space right now, and I'm putting it on you to make the challenge."
And Vicky, we're seeing that MarkSDking sitting above Nessboy, sort of shielding and baiting Nessboy to try and approach, and then trying to punish any aerials that Nessboy might throw out. But right now, it's Nessboy, let's trap situation, but the gyro going to disrupt things. Nessboy, though, following up. Gyro dropping down, returning the favor here, Vicky.
And MarkSD just struggling to get back and being able to tech on the side of the stage right there.
Oh, Nessboy is gonna be the champion, I hope. I don't know.
Stock, but maybe not too far away, but
I don't know what to expect from this match.
Here is, Nessboy getting that PK fire, kind of extending onto this lead that he's built up for himself. But, the gyro hanging out by the ledge of the stage in particular could be a little bit tricky to avoid.
Ooh,
and that back air,
payback.
as big as it was, we're talking about Rob's down air being rather large. And, those nairs also being able to cover the platform is really going to help out MarkSD.
PK Thunder trying to track down MarkSD, able to connect. Nessboy trying to close out this second stock. Gyro coming off as MarkSDking. Left to recover. Robo Beam shielded. Nessboy, once again, EE does such a good job on the ledge with that yo-yo. If you're MarkSDking, you gotta avoid landing on the ledge, it seems like.
Absolutely, and it can be a little difficult. Luckily, you do have a lot of fuel to enable yourself to take a couple different routes if you don't feel like that ledge is necessarily safe. However, it seems like Mark has really just not been shying away from taking the challenge. You see a lot of times he'll be aggressive with those up airs, trying to force his way back in a couple of situations on the way of Nessboy, and this could be
Oh my gosh.
just one inning away, or should I say,
Looks like Nessboy is starting to play aggressively.
Jab lock leading to the forward smash, and now it's Nessboy. Have MarkSDking on the ropes, bottom of the ninth here. Can MarkSDking pull back the comeback? That Robo Beam's going to help, but it's not enough for the KO. A couple more gyros getting chucked down. Nessboy,
Oh, a tiebreaker. Let's see who's gonna win this.
Able to get 9% on that final stock from MarkSDking.
Yeah, you could see the slowdown of pacing from MarkSD. The more respect has come out from Mark, where he's been able to recognize, Nessboy has been able to try to follow up from what control I thought I had on this top platform. And now MarkSD being able to try to even things out here and still find himself back in the game. Nessboy keeping him off stage and having to utilize that beam so that way he can at least try to get back safely. And it could be a little tricky now that the gyro has fallen off the stage.
MarkSDking having to eat a lot of damage here. It's Nessboy in control in this final stock. One more stock and Nessboy12 is your champion. MarkSDking can reset the bracket if they can go ahead and bounce back and steal this stock. But it's Nessboy12 utilizing those aerials in the middle of the stage here. That yo-yo on the edge. Not able to time it up right here, EE.
That get-up attack was everything, okay? Because that could have very well sealed the deal, but still it is Nessboy who is in firm command at the moment, and this is scary for MarkSDking, just trying to land, finds a little bit of salvation on that top platform, but a forward air again. The pressure from Nessboy is firing on all cylinders.
Nessboy just needs to get one opportunity.
Oh!
And
Nessboy is the champion.
Taking the final two games
I thought
to win Grand
MarkSDking
Finals
is going to be the
as your
champion.
for regions 1 and 2 in the Super
Dang.
Smash Brothers Ultimate North
That was awesome.
May 2020. And Vicky, what adjustments did you see from Nessboy12 after that first game to go ahead and battle back, take the last two, and claim our championship?
He just did not let go off of MarkSD. He was just taking full advantage of the fact that Ness's aerials are rather large themselves, and utilizing the fact that, you know, Rob has these large hurt boxes, he just continuously held forward, and just being able to work around the gyro really helped him out because he recognized that the PK fire wasn't really working out for him. He could really only use him as an aerial PK fire, and even the stage kind of clipped it for him, but just taking full advantage and noticing that MarkSD was playing with a lot more respect, he kind of held forward on that, and the momentum being on his side allowed him to take the whole thing at the end.
Valiant effort by MarkSDking to battle all the way through the losers bracket to get to grand finals. Almost reset the bracket, one stock away from doing so. But it was really Nessboy just getting a stage that works with you. Sometimes you just gotta get to home court and get a chance to hold that down. We saw that from Nessboy12.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there's a lot of factors you can list, but not being on Lilac is the biggest one for me. Okay, my man was like, I can recover, okay, I can have a chance back at the stage, you know what I'm saying? And I think that was all the difference in the world, because you're thinking, okay, even if I do happen to give up stage control, I know I'm gonna have an opportunity to come back, and I don't have to have all this pressure on me not to get stuck under Lilac, which can be a little wonky at times.
Congratulations to Nessboy12, and a big thank you once again to Kiriflax Tipster, and of course MarkSDking for being a part of our top four. Nessboy12 will get a digital download code for the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass Volume 2, Splatoon 2, and ARMS games as well too. And that'll do it for Regions 1 and 2. A big thank you to our production crew, and also great job to Vicky, Kitty, and EE. So great to see you guys. But stick around. After a short break, when we come back, we'll have the Splatoon 2 North American Online Open June 2020. We'll have Nine and Ashley together join us as we get the splatting underway. We'll see you here in a moment.
All right, everybody. I'm gonna stop the camera, and then we're gonna head to the Splatoon 2 Online Open.